Gryla. Yeah.
Welcome to Blood, Guts, and Booze.
I'm Olivia.
And I'm Kendrah. This is a paranormal and true crime podcast here to frighten you and make you question the world that we live in. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into this. Listener discretion is advised, as these podcasts are not for the faint of heart, nor are they PG.
Well, welcome back, everybody. First weekend of December.
Ho, ho, ho.
Huh? Christmas time is upon us. There's only a few weeks left until that magical day of the year.
Mm-hmm. And Hanukkah for all of our Jewish listeners.
Yes, all sorts of holidays are being celebrated at this time of the year.
Kwanzaa.
So we are going to be starting our first episode of Deck the Hells. And this week, I'm going to be taking us to Iceland to talk about their version of Christmas traditions.
Okay.
With their folklore.
Okay.
All right, so...
I'm very interested in learning this.
Kendrah, real quick, other than Santa and Krampus, how many other, cool Christmas folklore, stories have you heard?
Actually, quite a few.
Yeah?
I know a bit about the German one, and I know about, Papa Noel a bit, and, the one in France.
Yep.
And, brain fart here. But, I know a little bit, because also, my case, I had to look up a little bit of them, too.
Okay. So you don't know any from Iceland?
No. It's more European.
European?
Yes.
All right,
a little bit of Asian, but...
Okay. For my first case, I'm going to be covering... I am so sorry if I pronounce anything wrong. Icelandic is one of the most confusing languages I have ever tried to pronounce. I haven't tried many, but some of the stuff I was like, how does that even make that sound? But it does. So I apologize if I'm saying it wrong or with the wrong pronunciation. I tried to look as much stuff up as I could. Some stuff didn't even have some pronunciations that I could find.
Oh.
So, and I'm going to let you know now, Kendrah, and our listeners, that some of the spelling for Icelandic words is not the sound that they make.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I am not going to attempt to help her read anything today.
I saw on a video, I'm blanking on the name earlier, but it was this girl who travels Iceland, and she had her friend who's from there help her speak words, or I guess, words in Icelandic. And one of them, she laughed, and it was a 5-letter word. And it's H-O with the 2 little dots that look like eyeballs. Yep. F-U-N, I believe. Mm-hmm. Now, how would you think that's pronounced?
F-O with the 2 dots, U-N? Fuan.
No. Hop.
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 Like a bunny, hop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, yeah.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So I'm gonna, yeah, so...
My English is not computing.
I apologize, and if anyone from Iceland is listening, please be kind and patient. I'm new at this, but I'm gonna practice because I was very intrigued, and I thought I was doing...
Are you going to learn Icelandic now?
I think I'm gonna try.
You could do Duolingo.
Yeah.
And
we'll
be
try.
Icelandic. And then you could go there one day and impress everybody.
I told Nick I wanted to.
Nice.
I'm going to be talking about Gryla, the Yule Lads, and the Christmas Cat.
I like Christmas Cat. I don't know anything about it, but I like it.
You might not like it when I tell you what it is, but we'll see.
Were any animals harmed in the making of this film?
No.
Okay.
You're fine. You're fine. So, the Christmas creatures of Iceland are said to leave their cave and travel down mountainsides at Christmas time to basically fuck shit up in the villages.
Nice.
Yeah. These folklores will discuss the rewards for good and bad children at Christmas time in Iceland.
Mm-hmm.
And also, most of these folklores had started in about the 17th century as a scare tactic for misbehaving children. So first, I'm going to discuss Gryla. She was declared as 50 years of age, in her prime, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she is the mother of the Yule Lads.
Okay.
And her husband, Lepalui,
Mm-hmm.
they have, between the two of them, 20 kids. Like, they got a lot of kids.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Her poor vagina.
Yeah, her poor vagina. Gryla is known as a child-eaten ogre, and her husband is a troll. They're both cannibals.
They're both cannibals.
But yeah. No, they're both cannibals. Long pig.
Ugh. Gross. Gross.
So Gryla will travel out of the cave and into town, searching for misbehaving children. She then puts the bad children into her bag and carries them back to her cave.
Okay.
She then prepares them for her cauldron to make children's soup. Good long pig soup.
I'm so uncomfortable right now.
This soup is supposed to... I'm sorry. So this soup is supposed to last her until next Christmas. So it's going to last her a whole year.
That just seems like the meat would not keep that long.
Well, she probably jars it.
I was gonna
Cans
say,
it.
Hopefully she has a big-ass freezer.
Well, she probably cans it. That shit's good forever in a can. Jarring it.
Meat? I didn't know you could can meat.
You can.
I did not know.
But once you open it, you basically have to eat it, like,
I feel
in
like
a
it would also
very short time span.
I feel like it would also be boring to eat the same thing every day.
Not her. She loves it.
But
Maybe
still,
every child has a different flavor.
Maybe. Kind of like, what was it? I want to say it was Criminal Minds, and the one guy said that he doesn't eat people with tattoos because they taste funny.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Maybe children have different types of sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
Or sourness.
I don't know. Ew.
Her and her husband would even eat full-grown men if they were hungry enough. Long pig.
Stop doing it in my ear. This is why I'm never covering Jeffrey Dahmer, ever. I know he's your favorite, too,
I'll
so
cover
that
him.
tortures you. You can't. It's mine.
I will.
You can't. It's mine.
I will.
It's mine.
I will do like a 5-part episode on him.
He's one of the big 5, so I'm not doing him for a while. And
Get it?
by the way, I've mentioned the big 5 before, because I've mentioned it when the last time we talked about Manson. For those of you who don't know what I refer to as the big 5, is Manson, Dahmer, Gacy, Bundy, Zodiac. Those are the big 5. Just so y'all know. To me.
That's Kendra's top 5 list.
That's the big 5 where I think, like, everybody talks about them. You know, everybody already knows.
Mm-hmm.
But
Along with, like, Night Stalker?
kind of. Like, if you were... I feel like he is...
Especially now, since that Netflix show came out.
I still feel like he's second tier. Like, he's second tier, and he's within, like, BTK and all of them, you know, like Green River, and, like, I have tiers of serial killers. My favorite crimes is serial killers. Like, I kind of have a weird thing for serial killers,
I think we've noticed.
Yes. And I've already done one of the big five, you know.
True.
And I do have a second big five coming up, just so y'all know, because I am going to do one of them, because they are my favorite serial killer. And I'm doing it as a special thing at a special time, and you'll just have to wait.
I know that special time, and I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited because I already know what case it is, but we're going to tease you guys and make you wait.
Yeah, try and guess which one of the big five is my favorite. We already know Olivia's, because I just said it, but... Sorry!
It's all good. Children all around Iceland were terrified for generations from the tales of Gryla when being bad.
That's fair. As
Right?
a child, I would be terrified.
Yeah. Gryla is depicted as a Starlunga. I forgot to look that word up. I apologize. Saga as a giantess or ogre that causes danger. That's also, by the way, it's like a book.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, folklore. She was also described as having 15 tails, and per tail she had hundreds of balloons, and per each balloon she had roughly about 20 or so children inside of them. They were all bad.
That big ass balloon.
They were all bad.
Oh, that's a lot of bad kids.
Yeah.
At least Santa only gives you coal.
Right?
Jeez.
Other descriptions say that she had 300 heads with 3 eyes on each one.
Eee.
Some versions of her say that she had a sword ready to basically gut the bad children for her soup.
Okay. That's just practical. If you're gutting people, carry a sword. Like,
Exactly.
That's just practical.
It is. And that her and her husband, like I said, would kidnap children, put them into their sacks, like piss off back to their cave, basically.
Okay. It kind of reminds me of the B.I.G. a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know why, but it does. Where they would, like, take them and eat them. Big-ass giants.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that movie or read the book?
I'm not sure.
It's by Ronald Dahl.
I'm not sure.
You should.
Well, I did say earlier that some people consider her, like, like a giantess or like a troll.
Okay.
So, sorry, lost my train of thought for a second.
It reminded me of something, and then I made you forget things.
That's okay. So, Gryla and Lepalui are the parents, and with the Yule Lads, there is about 20 of them in total within their little cave.
Okay.
And according to folklore, the Yule Lads are about 13 years of age.
Okay.
Right? You're going to think it's weird when I tell you about it later, but tell you about them later, but you can be like, that doesn't make sense.
It already doesn't. Unless she popped out 18 children at once. She's like Octomom.
Right? Lepalui actually had one of those children out of wedlock.
Shame!
And it was with the woman who took care and nursed Gryla when she was extremely ill. Once upon a time ago.
Shame.
His son's name is Groger.
Okay.
I don't know if that pronunciation is right. I apologize. Again, that was one of the ones I couldn't find. When she was healed, she was pretty pissed off to find out her husband had, a love child with her nurse, basically.
I mean, you probably would be.
Right? I get it.
That's fair and valid.
I get it. Like, it just it would be a very awkward conversation.
Probably.
But she ended up making her caregiver and the love child leave. I get it. So doesn't seem like they're off to a good start for people who love
I would have
children.
made the husband leave too.
Yeah. But maybe because she's like an ogre, a troll's the only thing that's gonna love her, right?
And I mean, it's hard to find another cannibal in your life.
Exactly. I mean, she did before Lepalui. She had a first husband. Yeah. He had passed, but his name was Bolly.
Okay.
They were the ones that actually had some of the children together.
Okay.
He was also a cannibal.
Okay.
And, like I said, he had passed old age.
Okay.
And then she met Lepalui after passing, or after the passing of her first husband.
Mm-hmm.
And Gryla had a set of twins with her second husband.
Yeah.
But the twins actually had passed one night in their crib.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad now.
Yeah.
The mom in me is sad.
Sorry.
Meh. Last week
they
and
have
this
other
week,
children.
there's so many dead babies and I'm not okay. No more dead babies for like a month, okay?
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
The Yule Lads, I'm going to try and pronounce it in Icelandic. But when I was listening, I have a hard time hearing sometimes, and it was a little bit hard hearing this person because it was very fast, and I listened to it a bunch. But it sounded like it said Yola saying that,
Okay.
and I know that's not how you pronounce it at all, but that's what I was hearing. And I apologize so much. The Yule Lads, like I said, are the children of Gryla and Lepalui.
Mm-hmm.
They are also known as trolls due to their deformities.
Mm-hmm.
They had the common traits of trolls.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody doesn't know what the traits of trolls are, I can't remember which episode it is, but it was a few episodes ago. I covered trolls.
Trolls!
In the dungeon.
Thought you ought to know.
That was me passing out, but I didn't really pass
Excellent.
out. It just felt right.
It's more like this. I just cracked my neck trying to do that.
Ooh, did it feel good?
No,
Oh,
cracked
that's
it
not
wrong.
So, like other trolls,
There we go.
they are creepy, unintelligent, only come out during the night as sunlight will turn them to stone.
Mm-hmm. We've talked about that.
Yeah. And more modern descriptions of them say that they wear red and white, like Santa, and even have big beards and creepy smiles.
Oh.
Which is weird because if they're 13, they're, their facial hair game is real strong at 13.
Yeah, I mean, usually you got that awkward pedophile mustache for
at
quite
least
a
at
while.
13,
Yeah, you're rocking that awkward pedophile mustache for a while.
And the Yule Lads were actually very generous to the good children on Christmas. If you have been a good child throughout the year, you will receive a gift in your shoe over the last 13 days before Christmas.
That's a lot of gifts.
Mm-hmm. Children of Iceland also get so excited for the Yule Lads that the tradition is they would put their shoe in the window seals of their room. And in the morning, they would receive a gift if they were good, or if they were bad, it would be a rotten potato.
Oh.
If it was a non-rotten potato, I'd be pretty okay with that. Like, who doesn't
Potato.
love a good potato?
What a rotten potato.
That's
Ew.
different. That's a different story. The Yule Lads also live in the caves. And the caves are located in Demu Borgish in northern Iceland. And the 13 Yule Lads will leave their home from December 12th to the 24th to gift the good and bad children.
Okay.
Other stories say that they leave the cave one by one, heading for town to cause shenanigans and not gift children. And the names of the 13 Yule Lads, I'm going to quote from World Stride's website under the blog Iceland's 13 Yule Lads. It'll be on our blog.
Yeah.
The names are going to be a little difficult, and I apologize.
I believe in you.
I've just made the executive decision to not pronounce the names, and I'm just going to call them Yule Lad 1 through 13 at this point, because it's going to be a very long episode if I have to try and pronounce these.
And I promised, you made me promise not to try to help pronounce things, and that was very difficult.
I know, but it's because a lot of things are silent and make weird noises.
Like, that one to me looks like it says Gill Jaguar.
But it would be like Gilyagr. Or Gilyagish. I think IR would be GIR would be Gish.
Sure. Yeah.
That's I. I know that's I. Like the AE is I. Yep. Okay, so Yule Lad number 1 is the sheep-caught clod. He harasses sheep, but is impaired by stiff peg legs.
That sucks.
Yule Lad number 2 is Gullygawk. He hides in gullies, waiting for a chance to sneak into cowsheds and steal milk.
Okay.
Yule Lad number 3 is Stubby, usually short, steals pans to eat the crust left on them.
Okay.
Yule Lad number 4 is a spoon licker. Steals Thoyar, a type of wooden spoon with a long handle to lick, and is extremely thin due to malnutrition.
Well, I bet if he only likes spoons.
Yule Lad number 5 is bowl licker. Hides under beds waiting for somebody to put down their asker, which is a bowl with a lid used inside of dishes, which he steals.
Okay.
Yule Lad number 6 is door slammer. Likes to slam doors, especially at night.
Rude.
Right? Yule Lad number 7 has an affinity. Oh my god. Affinity? Wow. Can't fucking talk. I thought I stuttered for a second and I said it wrong.
Affinity.
Has an affinity for skyr, which is an Icelandic dairy product similar to yogurt. Yule Lad number 8 is a sausage swiper. And hides in the rafters and snatches sausages being smoked.
That sounds dirty.
It does. They get a little more dirty. Sound in their description, right? Okay. So Yule Lad number 9 is a window peeper.
Oh, no.
And peeks into windows in search of things to steal. Yule Lad number 10. 10? Yeah. So Yule Lad number 10 is the doorway sniffer. Has an abnormally large nose and an acute sense of smell. He uses to locate Lafablith. I think that's supposed to be TH at the end, and I apologize. It's a traditional Icelandic bread eaten at Christmas. Oh, it's like a loaf of bread.
Okay.
Loaf of bread. That's literally what it looks like spelling, doesn't it?
It does.
That's cool. Sorry. I just had, yeah. Yule Lad number 11 uses a meat hook. Or sorry, is called meat hook and uses it to steal meat. And Yule Lad number 12 is a candle stealer. Steals candles from children, which were once made with tallow and were edible. And for some reason, I do not have the 13th one on here, and I apologize.
Way to go.
I apparently thought I did, and I am so sorry. Anyways, we're going to continue on with the Christmas cat that Kendra's so excited to listen about. You might not say yay after. All right, so the Christmas cat is a giant cat that is basically the pet to the Yule Lads and their parents.
Kitty.
The Christmas cat also loves to eat people. Long pig.
I mean, people in Asia eat cats.
I get it.
Why can't cats eat people?
I get it.
I'm more okay with cats eating people than people eating people.
True. And cats will eat people if you...
Yeah, if you die, they'll eat you.
Yeah.
Okay? They don't give a fuck. Your dog will literally starve to death next to you. Your cats will eat you
because
once you're cold.
Oh, yeah. They're like, you know what? He's already gone.
Yeah. Fuck cats.
Cats are jerks.
You hear that, kitties? Fuck you.
I saw a meme, side note, real quick. Saw a meme the other day. And it was a guy and a wizard. And he was like, hi, who are you? And he's like, I'm an asshole. And the wizard's like, I can make you, he said, I'm an asshole and no one likes me. And he said, I can make you into an asshole that everybody loves. And he turned him into a cat. I thought it was so funny. So not only does the Christmas cat get hungry for bad children, it will also eat any child who doesn't get clothes for Christmas.
What the fuck?
There is a Yule Cat poem by Joanna Urkotunum. And I'm going to quote it from the Christmas Cat of Iceland, a giant terrifying cat that gobbles up children if they're bad, lizcat.com.
Okay. I'm excited. It'll be like a bedtime story.
A kind of scary one.
I gotta close my eyes and
Okay.
enjoy it.
So while Kendrah closes her eyes and enjoy it, I'm going to quote the iscat.com, not lizcat. My bad. You all know the Yule Cat, and the cat that was huge indeed. People don't know where he came from or where he went. God, Joe.
Where did you come from, Cotton Joe?
He opened his glaring eyes wide. The two of them glowing bright. It took a really brave man to look straight into them. His whiskers sharp as bristles, his back arched up high, and the claws of his hairy paws were a terrible sight. He gave a wave of his strong tail. He jumped and clawed and he hissed, sometimes up in the valley, sometimes down in the shore. He roamed at large, hungry and evil. In the freezing Yule snow, in every home, people shuddered at his name. Voldemort. If one heard a pitiful meow, something evil would happen soon. Everybody knew he haunted men, but didn't care for mice. He picked on the very poor, that no new garments got. For Yule, who toiled and lived in dire need, from them he took in one fell swoop their whole Yule dinner, always eating it himself, if he possibly could. Hence it was that the woman at their spinning wheel sat, spinning a colorful thread for a frock or a little sock. because you mustn't let the cat get a hold of the little children. They had to get something new to wear from the grown-ups each year. And when the lights came on Yule Eve and the cat peered in, the little children stood rosy and proud, all dressed in their new clothes. Some had gotten an apron and some had gotten shoes, or something that was needed. That was all it took. For all who got something new to wear, stayed out of that pussycat's grasp, he then gave an awful hiss and went on his way. Whether he still exists, I do not know, but his visit would be in vain if next time everybody got something new to wear. Now you might be thinking of helping where help is needed most. Perhaps you'll find some children that have nothing at all. Perhaps searching for those that live in the lightless world will give you a happy day and a merry, merry Yule. Sorry, it's old, so the wording's a little...
I pictured a whole children's book as you read it.
Right? It's basically like a whole children's book. Mm-hmm. It's, yeah.
I wonder if it is, if there's a...
Or end quote now. End quote.
Yeah. But I wonder if there is, a children's book of that.
I would assume so. It's... Like I said, it's the Yule Cat poem written by Johanna Ir Colum, so I'm sure there's books.
Yeah. Should buy you it.
We'll have to find it. Excuse me. So I got a few fun facts for us before I wrap my case up. There are Gryla and Lepalui statues all around Iceland.
Huh.
You can meet the Yule Lads at Arbeiderstafn. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be an F or an N sound at the end, so I apologize.
Okay.
I was trying to listen, but it was kind of hard. Like I said, I'm so sorry. But it is an open air museum in Reykjavik.
Okay.
That one I can pronounce, right?
Hooray!
You can visit the Yule Lad caves in Dim Muburgish from November 30th to December 24th. All the stories are kind of similar to our traditions of Santa gifting children with presents and giving coal to bad children or misbehaving children, which I thought was pretty cool that they all kind of keep the same tradition. Mm-hmm. They believe that the lessons behind the Christmas cat is to ensure family members finish getting any sewing and knitting, etc. done before winter comes.
Yep.
Like, hey, guess what? Make sure the children have clothes because winter's coming. And Gryla was so terrifying that in the 18th century, there was basically a law that was enforced. You were no longer allowed to use this folklore as a scare tactic for children's behavior.
Oh my god. That's insane.
Because the original folklore stories are very dark.
Well, I mean, cannibalism.
Yeah, and it's from the 17th century, so any older folklore or fairy tale are pretty dark. Let's look at Brothers Grimm.
I was just going to say, we've discussed Brothers Grimm on here before.
Yeah, so it's, that's my case. What did you think?
I liked it. I liked learning about a different thing, and I feel like it's going to tie in very well with kind of the subject that I chose for today.
Perfect. I was trying to go with Christmas vibes for our first deck, the Hells. So I hope I did it justice, and I am so sorry again if I mispronounced anything wrong. Your language is very hard, and I will practice and one day become a master at it. So what's your case for this week, Kendrah?
Alright, so just like I did in Spooktober, I will be covering only Christmas crimes for all of December. This time leading up to, in my opinion, the most famous Christmas crime that I know.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you're going to be doing the same thing where all December it's all Christmas.
Yes, all my December cases are Christmas themed.
Excellent! Woohoo! It's a holly jolly Christmas all around. So to start off Deck the Hells, I will be doing something a little bit different. I think that it's time that we all talk about whether or not that holly jolly Santa Claus is a criminal.
Yeah.
So where to start? Santa Claus is a tale that parents tell their children every year, but some people often forget that once upon a time, he really was real. The legend of Santa Claus can be traced back hundreds of years to a monk named Saint Nicholas. It is believed that Saint Nicholas was born sometime around 280 AD in Patara, near what is now known as Turkey.
Ooh.
Remember how you asked where exactly it was and you said, is it in Europe?
I was right then.
Yes, you asked me if it was in Europe or Asia, and I was like, kinda.
She said yes and no.
Yes.
Because I asked if it was Europe,
And
and then you said yes or no, and I think I said Asia, I said both, and you were like yes and no. And I was like, it's either Russia or Turkey or something like that.
yes. So we're in Turkey. So it's my first Turkey case.
Gobble gobble.
So legend goes that he gave away all of his inherited wealth and traveled the countryside helping the poor and sick.
Mm-hmm.
He soon became known as the protector of children and sailors. I'm sure that, you probably know mostly of the original story.
Basically, I know the summary of it.
Yes. By the Renaissance, he became the most popular saint in Europe,
Ooh.
even after the Protestant Reformation, when the great respect of saints began to become discouraged. He maintained a positive reputation, especially in Holland. He began to become popular in America between 1773 and 1774.
So pretty much when the settlers were starting to make their way over here.
When a New York newspaper reported that groups of Dutch families had gathered to honor the anniversary of his death. At this point, he was known as Sinterklaas.
Ah.
And Claus was spelled Klaas.
I like that much better.
In 1809, Washington Irving helped popularize Sinterklaas when he referred to him as the patron saint of New York in his book, The History of New York.
Cool.
Then in 1822, Clement Clark Moore wrote the "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" poem,
Ooh.
which gave us the image that we all kind of have of modern-day Santa. And then by 1841, a life-size Santa Claus was placed in a storefront, and from then on, the stories of Santa leaving gifts for our children began to become extremely popular. There are many different variations of St. Nicholas around the world, but for today I'm going to focus on the popular one in North America, who lives at the North Pole with Mrs. Claus and all the elves and reindeer. So far Santa sounds like one of the greatest men to ever exist.
Apparently.
Well, think again. There is another story of the original saint. Sometime around 325 AD, he got into a heated argument with another bishop, walked across the room, and slapped him. He was stripped and sent to prison. Some accounts say that he served 5 years for this. Others say that he only served one night, as he had prayed and Jesus and Mary came and his chains came off like a miracle. Once he was released, he helped the poor by feeding them and secretly giving them some gold coins.
I see.
Well, if we take a look at modern-day North American Santa, he commits a lot of crimes every year.
True that.
Let's go through them. I think the most obvious is breaking and entering. Every year, Santa breaks into every child's home. In the States, it's a felony charge that could land you a year in jail. And to think, he does it every year to multiple homes.
A lot of homes.
Every other day of the year, if someone broke into your home, you'd call the police, or some places, shoot first, think later, but yet Santa gets away with it.
Yeah, we can't shoot first, think later in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It's our fault if we do that.
Yeah. So next we have trespassing. He could easily be charged with going onto people's properties illegally. Yes, most people invite him in and write him letters inviting him over and leave the milk and cookies as gifts, so we could possibly forgive those. Now, as far as travel goes, he illegally crosses borders in not only states and provinces, but also by country. And not only this, but he also smuggles whatever he wants in and out of any country. He also travels under the influence, as multiple people leave him spiked eggnog, liquor, or beer. He should have had multiple DUIs by now and many charges of public intoxication. By the way, this is my favorite case that I have ever written.
Well, I mean, you do have a point, though, because isn't it even if somebody is driving, like, horse and buggy, they can still get a DUI if they're drunk?
You can, even on, like, a ding-ding bicycle in some places.
Yeah, because it's a vehicle, mode of transportation.
Mm-hmm. Santa commits crimes even before Christmas, though. How about invasion of privacy, unlawful surveillance, and stalking? Bringing a whole new meaning to he sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. When you think of it as any random person, gets real creepy real quick.
It's me. I'm the creepy person.
Also, when he's home, if anyone could ever truly find the North Pole, I'm sure that there are some questions to be asked about the elves. Are they being paid? I'm sure there are plenty of violations involving them, including possible slavery, if they are being held and not allowed to leave. I'm sure Santa would be in prison for a very long time if he was ever convicted of the above crimes. But the question is, would anyone want to? I think for now the world will settle with only putting away criminals in Santa outfits. Speaking of which, there's more than you might think. I'd like to talk about some fake Santas that deserve coal in their stockings.
Ooh, some bad Santas.
Mm-hmm.
That's a funny movie.
So first we have Randy Lang. On January 5th, 2015, he entered a Buffalo Wild Wings restaurant in Monterey County, California.
Not Buffalo Wild Wings.
He claimed that he was Santa and told the customers that he had presents for them in his duffel bag.
Oh, no.
He then began handing customers samples of marijuana. And he placed a brick of weed into the restaurant's tip jar.
Oh, wow.
The police obviously arrived not long after he began and arrested him. The police sergeant said, he said that he expected to be arrested for doing this at some point. Sounded like it was not his first time.
Well, I mean, I guess it was a green Christmas that year in California.
I guess so. He was charged with furnishing marijuana, and the police found another 2 pounds of marijuana at his home.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Next, we have a Canadian one.
Woo woo!
Every year, Canada Post runs a program where children can write a letter to Santa, and he replies. In 2007, though, 10 children did not get the replies that they thought that they would from Santa.
Oh, no.
The letters had messages like, "This letter is too long, you dumb shit."
Oh, no.
And, "Your mom sucks dick and your dad is gay."
Oh, no.
Canada Post released a statement that they were doing everything that they could to find, quote, the one rogue elf.
Oh, no.
At the end of the investigation, though, they found that it was actually some minors who had gained access to the letters.
Oh, no.
Just some teenagers being little shitheads.
Oh, no.
Then, on November 27th, 2005, in Brazil, there was another bad Santa. A man in a full Santa costume arrived at Campo de Marte Airport looking to hire a helicopter. When he was asked why he wanted the helicopter by the pilot, the man stated that he wanted to create a, quote, surprise to mark the special day. Well, surprise! Santa pulled out a weapon and hijacked the helicopter.
Oh, no.
He made the pilot land in a field where his accomplice was waiting for him. The pair
Why does this sound like some Die Hard shit?
Yeah, the pair then tied up the pilot and stole the helicopter. It took several hours for the pilot to free himself and contact the police.
Oh, no.
The helicopter and the two men had vanished into thin air, never to be seen again.
Oh, my God. Wow, they got away with it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I guess Santa needed to get back to the North Pole.
Real bad.
Now,
Can you imagine if it was actually Santa?
Maybe. Maybe all of these are really Santa. Now, another one from 2015 in Derbyshire, England. Yeah, I'm going all over the world with these badass Santas. On December 19th, a man dressed as Santa climbed through a KFC drive-thru window. He had on a black ski mask instead of his white beard, but he still had the red pants, coat, and hat. He stuffed all the money from the till into a sack that he brought with him. I mean, that's supposed to be filled with toys, don't you know? Then, at knife point, forced staff to open the store's safe. It's unknown how much money he got away with. Sometimes, though, Santa can actually get violent. In December 2000, during a Christmas display held at Great Yarmouth, England, a 35-year-old man in a Santa suit got into a fist fight with a teenager. Horrified children watched this and watched, quote, Santa be arrested and taken away.
It's like the scene in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah. Where all the fucking Santas.
There's like 2 or 3 of them. And
yeah.
Jake and Boyle.
Thankfully, though, they had another Santa Claus on a sleigh, so the police were able to de-traumatize the children. They brought some of the children back to the station to actually show them that the man that they arrested was not the real Santa, it was an imposter, and released a statement about it saying that the real Santa would still be coming to bring presents.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Then the next two aren't so funny. Then on December 10th, 2004, in Atlanta, a man named Elkin Clark was dressed as Santa and selling chocolates downtown. A 74-year-old woman was looking at them when he began freaking out and screaming that she was trying to steal from him and had taken 29 boxes of chocolate into her tiny little purse. He then picked up a large board, similar to a 2x4, and smashed her in the back of the head with it. He then hit her twice more while she was on the ground, and a month later she died from her injuries.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Lastly, I, of course, saved for the worst Santa. On Christmas Eve in 2008, in Corvina, a suburb of LA, Bruce Jeffrey Pardo knocked on the door of his former in-law's house in a full Santa costume. In his hands was a wrapped gift containing various weapons. The daughter of his former sister-in-law answered the door and, gleefully excited about a visit from Santa, went for a hug. He returned her excitement by shooting her in the face.
Oh my God.
She survived.
Oh fuck. Thank God.
9 others, though, did not.
No.
Bruce opened fire on the crowd of 25 people with semi-automatic handguns. The youngest victim was 17 years old. He died from the fire that Bruce started with a flamethrower.
What the fuck?
He had $17,000 in cash and a plane ticket to Canada, but he had burned himself badly enough that the suit had partially melted onto his body.
Oh no.
So his plans changed. He then drove to his brother's house and shot himself.
Oh shit.
He left his Santa suit in the car, booby-trapped with an explosion when inspected. The explosive did go off, but thankfully no one was hurt.
They were probably prepared just in case.
Yeah. So, I do have a little bit of trivia.
Okay.
The Salvation Army has been sending Santa Clauses in costumes as donation collectors into the streets since the 1980s.
Oh, good old Sally Ann.
Mm-hmm. St. Nicholas, actually, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to say the 1880s. I apologize. It might be 1980s, it might be 1880s. I may have messed that up. St. Nicholas
How old's the
feast...
Salvation Army?
Very, very old. Okay. The St. Nicholas feast day is celebrated December 6th, the anniversary of his death. So, just saying, tomorrow. December 6th is also known as a lucky day to make purchases or get married.
Okay.
Yeah, so just saying, tomorrow, y'all got some things to do. The name Santa Claus, as we spell it now, comes from Sinterklaas.
Makes sense.
Sinterklaas comes from the Dutch name for Santa Claus, Sint Nicolaas. Other names for Santa include Saint Nick, Kris Kringle, Father Christmas, Papa Noel, Christmas Man, and Grandfather Frost. The Macy's Santa has appeared in almost every Macy's Thanksgiving parade since 1924.
Holy fuck.
So yes, it must be the 1880s. And lastly, there is a yearly SantaCon pub crawl held in New York, where people dress up as Christmas characters, but mostly Santas. In 2015, there were 9 arrests and 70 summons for various drunk and disorderly offenses.
Oh my.
The end.
Can I tell you a fun fact?
Yes.
So, Nick, like me, he is also born in December, close to Christmas. And his mother actually told me she named him Nicholas after St. Nicholas because he was born at Christmas time.
Well, you will have to tell him all of the fun facts.
I'll just make him listen.
Yeah. Because, I talk about the real St. Nick. I'm not sure that a lot of people actually know the real story, or people forget the real story of St. Nicholas. And I feel like no one really knows that he really went to prison, that he wasn't a fantastic person. And no one just talks about how, any normal-ass dude just coming into your house, looking at your kids, and, watching your kids while they're sleeping, and no.
Well, if everybody wants, we can all switch to Icelandic Christmas folklore.
How about no? I don't want to get eaten.
Throughout December, I'm going to talk about other places around the world and other folklores.
Excellent.
So you will learn more from around the world, and I guess by Christmas time, you guys can decide if you want to stick with Santa
or maybe some of our listeners already don't believe in regular old American, Canadian Santa Claus.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you do listen to any version of Santa, or we want to know what your guys' holiday celebrations are, basically. We want to know what they are. Let us know.
Yeah, we're going to be posting a little bit more about other religions and stuff, because, yes, we are both, I'd say, probably more into Christmas and regular-ass Santa and that kind of vibe, I'd say. But, I'm open to ideas.
Well, you might like the one that I'm going to cover next week, so.
Ooh, okay. Anyways, that is our first Deck the Halls episode, and I feel like we had a lot of fun with it.
We did. I learned a lot, and I hope you learned a lot, and I hope you guys all learned a lot.
I did learn a lot, and I enjoyed learning that much.
So don't forget to spike your nog with some rum.
So that...
while you listen to us. And,
so that Santa can get another DUI.
Yeah, and get excited for the rest of December. It's going to be really good. I know one of Kendrah's upcoming Christmas cases, and I'm really excited to hear it. So.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, which one? Oh, yes.
Yeah, that one.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Yeah, take a guess, because I feel like both of our ones that is coming out on Boxing Day is probably the most famous ones from our categories.
Yeah,
so
mine's...
take a guess.
Yeah.
We want to know your guess on what they are. And if you're right, maybe you will get some form of Christmas present in return.
Yes. Let us know. Email us, DM us on any of our social media accounts. Yeah. I think that's all.
Okay. Love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Special thanks to Dylan Sears for the theme song and Sally Gunter for the cover art. Support us on Patreon and like, share, rate, and subscribe to us on all of our social media pages and your podcast streaming service. Do you have any personal stories or suggestions for the show? Email us at bloodgutsandbooze@gmail.com.